In a place where death is always present, every movement can be the end. A bite, very fast, almost unnoticeable. The venom begins to spread before the prey even understands what happened. There is no chance to fix mistakes. There is no second time. Welcome to the most gruesome moments of venomous snakes, where silence, venom, and a small mistake decide everything. Gaboon viper versus rat. Hiding under the decaying leaf layer of the African forest, the gaboon viper possesses a disruptive camouflage pattern that blurs all outlines. Different from the majority, they move in a straight line, gliding silently using specialized belly scales. The silence conceals a brutal biological weapon, the longest venomous fangs in the world, and the largest capacity venom glands. When attacking, instead of biting and releasing, the gaboon snake holds the prey tight, pumping a giant amount of venom containing hemotoxin and cytotoxin.
But kill.
This venom amount immediately destroys endothelial cells, causing instant cardiovascular collapse. This is truly the ultimate predatory machine. In just a tenth of a second, it launches a thunderous strike. The pair of fangs, up to 5 centimeters long, the largest in the snake world, buries deep into the rat's body. The rat almost collapses immediately as the nervous and circulatory systems are completely destroyed. The gaboon does not swallow in the usual way. Its jaw structure is connected by extremely flexible ligaments, allowing the left and right lower jaw halves to move independently. Its jaws are like walking on the prey's body, step by step, pulling the rat deep into the esophagus. Special salivary glands secrete a large amount of mucus, covering the entire rat's body, turning it into a slippery mass to easily pass through the narrow throat. Python versus chicken.
The python doesn't intend to wait that long.
Possessing a sophisticated visual system, the python senses infrared radiation through heat-sensing pits connected directly to the trigeminal nerve, creating a real-time temperature map right in the optic tectum of the brain.
Called labials locked onto a living heat source, the snake can time her strike.
When locking onto a target, they do not finish off the prey by crushing bones as mistakenly believed. The giant pressure from the muscle coils obstructs blood circulation, immediately causing cardiogenic shock syndrome and multi-organ failure.
So snakes.
The subsequent digestion process is a fierce physiological feat. The python's heart muscle can hypertrophy, increasing 40% in mass in just 48 hours to pump an extremely large amount of blood, meeting a metabolic rate skyrocketing 40 times to completely decompose the prey. A lengthy, long ghost silently sneaks through the crevices of the chicken coop. The python operates with absolute silence. The heat sensors on its lips help it accurately locate the target without needing to see. A thunderous snap locks tight onto the chicken before the victim has time to let out an alarm cry. Immediately, the muscle coils wrap around, besieging the prey. When the chicken's resistance weakens, then fades out completely, the giant begins to execute the most elaborate stage. Mechanical wave steps along the python's body begin to push the food down to the stomach. Now it will rest to begin a long-day digestion cycle, where extremely strong acids will completely dissolve this meal. Water snake versus fish.
Nearly a third of those are snakes.
On the silent lake surface, the water snake operates like a mini submarine. It silently sneaks through the moss canopies, utilizing the flexibility of its body to shorten the distance with the target.
Black Sea. The Danube's fresh water type is most unusual.
Water snakes do not swim with fins like fish, but they push their entire body to form S-shaped curves.
Water is often murky, but these
When flexing, the back of each curve will push against the water flow, creating a reactive force pushing the snake forward.
catch a breath on the surface.
When the target is in the crosshairs, a high-speed snap prevents all escape chances of the slippery prey.
But it's been discovered. It seals their victim's fate.
Bringing the fish ashore not only helps the snake avoid competition from other predators, but also creates conditions for the jaws to execute the maximum expansion mechanism to swallow the prey. Death adder versus rat.
The death adder has one of the
This mouse has good senses of its own.
Moving through the dry leaf layer with a short and flat body, the death adder quickly dissolves into the ground background thanks to perfect camouflage patterns.
It picks up the vibrations of a rodent.
For a snake with a short and chubby body like the death adder, an adult rat is an energy treasure.
Right over the top of it.
The protein and fat amount from the rat can help the snake maintain life for many weeks, even months, without needing to hunt more.
The death adder has one of the fastest.
In the snake world, the death adder possesses one of the fastest snaps on the planet. Taking less than 0.15 seconds, it pops out of the leaf layer, burying its pair of long fangs into the rat's body.
Take days or even weeks.
A stream of extremely strong neurotoxic venom is pumped directly, making the prey's respiratory system paralyzed in just a split second. Rattlesnake versus rat. Rattlesnakes are cold-blooded assassins with the ability to locate prey accurately thanks to the infrared heat sensor pit system. Located between the eyes and nostrils of the rattlesnake are two heat pits. Inside contains a thin membrane with thousands of sensitive nerve endings. This system allows the rattlesnake to create a 3D thermal image in its brain. Even when blindfolded, it can still attack accurately into the vital organs of the rat, thanks to the heat stream emitted from the prey's blood vessels. Instead of relying on vision, they silently track heat trails in the dark, turning patience into the deadliest weapon in the wilderness. A lightning-fast snap. Unlike the neurotoxin of cobra snakes, rattlesnake venom is mainly hemotoxin and cytotoxin. It begins to destroy blood vessels, causing severe internal hemorrhaging and immediately decomposing flesh tissues. Boipeva snake versus cururu toad.
Isso é característica de serpente que tá caçando.
Without needing deadly venom to finish off the opponent, its true strength lies in an intrinsic defense system designed to conquer untouchable targets. The moment the fangs lock tight into the warty skin layer of the cururu toad, a silent battle begins. Right behind the two eyes of the cururu toad are two large glands called parotoid glands. When threatened, these sacs will squeeze and spray a milky white sap containing bufatoxin. This is an extremely toxic compound capable of causing hallucinations, vomiting, and most importantly, making the opponent's heart stop beating in just a few minutes. But the throat mucosa layer of the Boipeva has a special cellular structure, acting like an impermeable nylon wrap, preventing bufatoxin from seeping into the blood vessels before it is transferred down to the stomach. Python versus turtle. Despite carrying cold blood, the python is one of the most devoted mothers in nature. It is concentrating all its force on the most important mission, protecting the egg clutch. The maternal instinct at this time is pushed to a climax. Unexpectedly, a sullen, uninvited guest appears loitering right before the nest. Look closely at the cloudy eyes of the mother python. This is the blue eye stage before molting. Falling into a vulnerable state, the mother python becomes doubly sensitive and aggressive to compensate for the vision weakness. Therefore, the loitering of that stranger is like igniting the fuse for anger. Exceeding the endurance limit, a lightning-fast warning snap is launched. This is not a hunting blow, but a stern warning to protect the offspring. Adder baby versus lizard. Under the dense grass canopy, the young viper is struggling with its first life survival lesson. Without the mastery of a seasoned assassin, these are just the clumsy efforts of a rookie. The lizard is an oversized target, a truly arduous test. Immature experience makes the baby snake completely misjudge the prey's size. Even though the quadrate bone structure helps expand the jaws to the maximum, the coordination rhythm of the two jaw sides to pull the food inside is still extremely awkward. It is having to learn how to control each muscle group, a survival skill that must be mastered if it wants to exist. After many efforts, it finally bit onto the lizard's head part. However, how to swallow down that massive body part remains a fully deadlocked puzzle. From these very clumsy and bloody lessons, a new assassin of the grass carpet is gradually being forged. What you have just watched shows that in the world of venomous snakes, venom is not to threaten, but to finish.
These hollows in the snake's jaw are called labial pins.
And just a disadvantageous moment is enough for everything to reverse in an uncontrollable way. Every encounter harbors risks, where the prey almost has no second chance.
Luckily for the goby,
The death adder has one of the fastest.
If you find this video fascinating, hit like, leave a comment, sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring many other dramatic wild moments. Thank you for watching until the end. See you again in the next video.